Hello, everybody. Welcome to our home, our Bella home here in our Bella community. I want to welcome you all. Thank you for listening in. I'm here with Marina Guerrero from Zeus and Sioux. Welcome, Marina. We had some kind of technical issues when we were doing our IG live, and some of you might have been able to hear the audio, and we were hearing that others couldn't. And so we wanted to make sure this is such an important conversation. I think mamahood and entrepreneurship is just a journey we really need to honor and celebrate and talk more about. And so we wanted to do kind of this part two for those that maybe couldn't hear. We're having issues with the audio version. So we're so happy that Marina is here with us again, making the time to have this conversation with us. So welcome, Marina. Why don't you start off with telling us a little bit about you? Who's Marina Guerrero? What are you all about? And then if you can kind of dive into, we want to know, what's your business about? What do you do? Is it a product, a service? What do you sell?
Hi, everyone. I'm Marina. I'm the middle child. I'm an Aquarius. I love music and concerts. I'm a mom of two, a boy and a girl. I make safety certified handmade baby jewelry that's actually chewing essentials. Silicone, BPA free, non-toxic. Also, we have birth announcements, and we're going to get ready for a t-shirt line. A lot of new things are coming. We're rebranding, and everything is safety certified. Everything that I make is also good for development of fine motor skills. It's sensory. The teethers, like, it's not just for chewing. It's also to build the fine motor skills, and the passy clips as well. And I also have nursing necklaces. A lot of moms out there are like, what are nursing necklaces? Mm-hmm. It helps when the mom is breastfeeding to help the baby not stay distracted.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow, I think your products are just really amazing, because I have really not heard of anything like this. I mean, the fact that you're local here in the community, you're Latina-owned business, but you're also a mom yourself. So you're creating, designing, selling these products for moms, and it comes from first-hand experience, right? You're a mom too. I know you have also a job. So there's a lot kind of going on. There's a lot sometimes to manage and to juggle and to balance. And we hear about this a lot. Like, how do I balance? How do I integrate all these things into my life? It's not easy, and it's not, right? And so this is why we're here today too. We want to have this conversation just very openly and honestly around being a mother and an entrepreneur. What we call mamapreneurship is a journey, just like everything else. And so we kind of want to start off just having you share a little bit about, what are some of those challenges that you've encountered with that intersectionality of being a mom and being an entrepreneur, a business owner, and all the other hats that you wear in life, right? So what are one or two of those challenges that you could speak to that I'm sure a lot of folks that are listening can relate to as well? And how are you working through those now? Or maybe how have you found solutions to overcome those?
I think meeting deadlines, especially during a pandemic and the lack of support in childcare, you cannot just have your mom come take care of your little one. You want that negative COVID test, right? First. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think like maybe not being able to meet certain deadlines, or maybe even the business goals, they get a little bit like behind. Mm-hmm. However, it's important to never give up and have a plan. If your mom's not available, maybe a trusted neighbor, maybe an after-school program right now that feels safe. I think there are challenges with the pandemic. I think without the pandemic, it's much easier, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of support around, and right now you need to trust who's watching your child while you're getting ready for that first spending, maybe, or for that deadline that you have on Monday.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. That support network is so important, and meeting deadlines and staying organized, right? Everybody has their own system of staying accountable or staying organized, right? Some people like the putting pen to paper, like the organizer, I like to write it down. I like to have it. I like to have my phone. I have my Google Calendar. I put everything in there, even when I have to go grocery shopping, or, it's time for me to take a nap. I try to put that in there too.
Or the sticky notes. Yeah, it's okay to have your refrigerator covered with sticky notes.
Oh my gosh, as we speak, my desk is covered with neon pink sticky notes. It's so funny.
Not only one. I'm happy that I'm not the only one.
Yeah, everybody has their own system, right? I think the important thing is like what works for you, right? What works for you and I might not work for someone out there that's listening, right? They might have their own system. So I think the important thing is just having a system, right? Having kind of those tools.
Having an accountable buddy.
Yes.
To check in during the week, and that makes you accountable, and you make that person accountable for their to-do list, right?
Yes. Oh, that's so important. I love that you bring up the accountability buddy. I think that that's something we've seen just like in work and everyday life too, with friends, right? Like when you're trying to meet a goal, it doesn't matter what the goal is, it's having that person that can kind of be your cheerleader and your champion, but also like be real, like, hey, you're falling short, ponte las pilas, there's something going on here. You gotta.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah, my mom would always tell us that when we were slipping. She'd be like, ponte las pilas, like energy that's what an accountability buddy does. It's a tongue twister to say, but it sounds complicated. It's not. It could just be a friend, like you said, a neighbor, a mother, a child, even. Sometimes our children keep us in check, right?
Oh, yeah,
whether we want them to or not.
Especially rewards when they actually accomplish their chore list, they will not forget. They will make sure that you stay on top of that.
Oh gosh, yes. Your kids and mine must be having conversations because we go through the same thing here. And I'm sure those listening can also relate. All of you out there that are listening, if you have children, I'm sure your children keep you on your toes too. And it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing. It keeps us kind of on point. So, I mean, speaking to those challenges, so important, finding those solutions, like staying organized, accountability buddy. I love all that stuff. But we know that even though we have all these kind of challenges and things that come up and we're tired, being a mother, trying to do the business, trying to be a wife and a sister and an employee. I mean, there's so many things going on around us. There's also so many joys, right? There's so many things to enjoy, to be happy about, and that really kind of bring us that inner sense of pleasure and why we keep doing what we're doing, right? And so what are some of those joys that you've been able to experience being a mama, being a business owner, and how you can kind of help share that joy with those that might be listening or maybe struggling a little bit right now?
I think it's all baby steps. My son has a learning disability, and the baby steps, I mean, being able to get those things done that are on the to-do list of the daily activities to accomplish. For a child with a learning disability, that's a big task. So being maybe able to complete 1 or 2 items off that list, to me, that's a big joy. It's not the A+, it's not the they're excelling. It's the little things in life, the small baby steps towards progress that will lead them to be disciplined and to have a more successful life in the future, right? It's the small things in life, I feel.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that same is for our children. I think it also applies to us a little bit, right? We're hard on ourselves and trying to, do a lot, be everything to everyone sometimes. And sometimes we do it unconsciously, right? Like we don't realize that we're like trying to please everybody and we're trying to run around and get everything done. And we support this or try to with our kids, right? Like I love that, the baby steps, 1 step at a time. It's like finding joy and happiness in that one achievement and that 1 step you took. And then it's like, wait a minute, sometimes we have to do that too. Sometimes we don't. Yeah, like we need to give ourselves the grace, right? To say like, okay, that applies to me. It applies to my kids, but also applies to me. Like, what are those baby steps that I accomplished? Like for the business, like maybe it's relaunching your brand, or I know you're kind of working on a rebrand.
Yes. And I was a clinical therapist. I have my master's and I thought I was going to have my private practice, and the lack of self-care led me to make different decisions and to go into a different career path. I'm an infant specialist now. I work with 1 to 3 years old with very tiny little ones, and it's all play therapy. I'm not listening to the traumatic stories anymore. I'm having fun. I've stepped down, and I am so glad I did. And relaunching and this business idea is that I never thought I was going to be a business owner. It's actually exciting. It's giving me like motivation. Like there is more to life than just having that career and that master's degree. There's so many other opportunities, and it's not over.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And who says you can't do it all, right? You can. I mean, sometimes we're put in these boxes, right? Sometimes it's cultural, sometimes it's our family, sometimes it's just pressures we put on ourselves, but we're like, okay, we have to, my road is college and having that good paying job, right? Or my role is being a mother, stay at home with my kids. Or, we have all these boxes we put ourselves in sometimes. And it's like, wait a minute, I can do all those things, the things that I want, I can pick what I want to do and I can do it, and I think you're definitely a living, breathing example of that. You're proving that you can do that. You can have that business that you're passionate about. You're excited. You can be creative. You could bring a product to the market that isn't common. Like I said, I don't know if maybe I just don't know, but I haven't heard like your products really like, the fact that you provide, these tools for kids and it's safe. And, I think that's just amazing and wonderful. And then on top of that, you still have your career, you went to school, you have your family, you're working on things that bring you joy in life. So I think that's just amazing, truly an inspiration to women everywhere. Definitely to me, for taking this time. I'm so glad that we met and that you agreed to do this. But any just kind of last golden nuggets or words of wisdom maybe that you want to share with the moms out there that are working on their business? Maybe they're just thinking about starting a business, or maybe they're already like deep into the waters of their business and maybe they're struggling a little bit. What are some of those kind of wisdom words that you can share with them?
There's tons of tools out there, and of course the research is all there. Make the phone call. Don't be shy. If there's a critical negative voice in your brain telling you cannot do it, meditate, manifest, talk to someone that's actually out there, that maybe is where you're at and now has a successful business. Make that phone call, send that email. Just don't give up, because everything is at your fingertips. Honestly, like I didn't know where to start, and I went on Facebook. I was able to find the lab and the lab where I could have my chewing essentials to be sent out to make sure that they are safe before they are sold. And there's actually a community of women that are making the same handmade products that I make, and someone who's leading it, who has a connection to that lab to get your products in there before they're sold, so that you can have that peace of mind. Everything is out there. Always have the ganas, esas ganas de salir adelante. Keep that up. And if you're doubting yourself, it's okay to take a break and step back, but always come back.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah. Just give yourself the grace to be patient with yourself, right? Love yourself. Take that break. You need it. Do those breathing exercises, meditate, journal, like you had mentioned before, like whatever it takes to kind of get you back on track, and don't rush it. Take your time with it. I've known women that take months. They take a break from their business for months, but they come back super re-energized and full of creative ideas and ready to go. And some that just need that weekend break just off of social media, right? I mean, I think it's just different for everybody, right? But it's like, what is it that you need to recharge, re-energize? And I love that. Always leading with ganas and not to give up. Thank you so much. I love your words of wisdom. Thank you for sharing your time once again in this part 2 with us here at Bella. You're part of our community now too, and we want to make sure that folks out there that are listening follow, support, and shop at Zeus and Sioux. And we're going to make sure that we tag you again. You're already on our Instagram, but we're going to put you on there again. And we're going to upload this video to our website so y'all can come back and visit this charla anytime you want and hear from Marina whenever you need those words of inspiration or wisdom. Make sure you support her, and make sure you continue to support all your Latina-owned businesses in your local community. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Marina, thank you so much for this time with you, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Adios. Bye.